I'm Iridium. Hope you're doing all right today. Album review time. This one ain't out yet, so I've been sent it early from the band, which is just amazing. I can't get over getting album releases early. I really can't. And let me tell you now, this album is fantastic. The band's called Heartline, and Back in the Game is the album. Now, this is coming out on Pride and Joy Music on November the 19th. It's the debut album from these French guys, so that's cool. A French band, AOR, melodic rock, mixed with classic rock as well, I would say. So, who do they sound like? Well, when you read their synopsis, like on YouTube and stuff like that, it sort of gives you some hints of what they sound like, and I totally agree. It's got Whitesnake feels, Journey, Foreigner, Bad English Giant are some of the bands that they've been compared to. Totally agree with all of those, and it's a great mix of all of them. This album has got just sugary backing vocals all the way through it, giving you that sort of, 80s Def Leppard-esque feels on the backing vocals. And I tell you what, this is a great album from start to finish, but it's one that gets stronger and stronger for me as the album goes on. Now, I've got to pronounce some names now, and I really don't want to, but I've got to, and they're French, which doesn't help at all. So Emmanuel Shaden Crace on the vocals. He's got a great vocal, man. He's so smooth. He's got like a high-end voice, if you like. You know, when I talk about singers that naturally sing high, I think about people like Tony Harnell, people like that. He's got one of those sort of vocals. He's such a smooth voice. Ivan Gajlovic on the guitar. Probably not saying that correctly at all. And Joris Gilbald on the keys. I'm mentioning these two guys together because this is a real guitar and keyboard infused album. These are sort of the main instruments going forward. On some songs, the guitar is really up front, more on the classic rock type songs. But then when they hit their AOR stride, the guitars and keys are right bang on together, just how you want it in AOR. Dominic Broad on the bass, Walter Francis on the drums. These two guys are fantastic. What do you want when you listen to melodic hard rock and melodic AOR stuff? What do you want? You want them to be tight as anything, to let all those melodies, those infused melodies, just ride perfectly along with the rest of the songs. So that's what these guys do. The bass and drummer are fantastic. And I know these have probably been out around the circuit, the French circuit, in other bands, but man, this is a debut album, and they smash it out of the park. Everyone's going to love this album who watches this channel, I can guarantee it. So, Fighting to Live is the first track. You get a synth melody starting this track off, and then we get a great guitar riff kicking in, and those smooth vocals and those guitars and synths, man. And right away, you get a great mix of the bands already mentioned that I said they're influenced by. So that Whitesnake, Journey, Foreigner, Bad English Giant. At this stage in the album, you're talking more of the AOR sort of side, but you still get those slight Whitesnake feels to it as well. You know that keys are going to sort of play a big part on a lot of this album when you hear the first song, but so is the driving guitar. You've got a real cool guitar sound, real cool guitar tone to go alongside it as well. A great track to start the album off, Fighting to Live. Next is One Night in Paradise.
One night in paradise, I don't need to hear the cry.
This was a single. I reacted to this so you can hear a lot more about this song, but I love it, man. This is a great track. It's got like a sort of simple chugging riff to start, and a real catchy melodic rock track proceeds. A huge chorus. And this track was really well received on the channel when I did the reaction. So if you like this one, you're going to love the rest of the album. Hold On is next. A real contender for track of the album for me. It has a huge sound when it starts. We get that sort of nice chug through the verses again. And a massive AOR chorus that just pops through your speakers. It's amazing. I love the almost laid back feel to the song, and the way it just explodes into that chorus. Great songwriting. I'm in Heaven is next. This is a medium to fast-paced song, but the dynamics are still there, although it's a faster song. Those smooth synth melodies running through it again, as the rest of the album has so far. On Fire is next.
I'm on fire. I sold my soul to the goddess all alone.
That sort of get that chug of the guitar and the synths again alongside each other to kick off throughout this track. I've got to say the guitaring on this album is amazing, and this solo just popped out at me, and just the guitarist is amazing on this album. You've got to check it out. Back in the Game is next. I can't understand really the name of the name of the album itself. It's a debut album called Back in the Game, so perhaps the band can enlighten me on the reason for the title track and the name of the album. Classic AOR guitar riff kicks off, and a classic sounding AOR track altogether. All the elements are just present here. Synths, great guitar work, smooth vocals, and catchy hooky melodies. Great track. Title track is fantastic. Now, I said that the album gets stronger and stronger, and this is where it really starts to ramp up. This is a ballad though called Once in a Lifetime. You get a beautiful acoustic guitar and vocal start, almost a sort of folky stroke classic rock feel. And I feel this sort of carries on through the song, probably for the first time leaving the AOR sort of feel of the album altogether, I reckon. Great side of the band. And here they show they're really versatile. A great ballad, man. Absolutely fantastic. One of my favourite songs. Fire Dance is next, and they continue that classic rock sound here again with some sort of Whitesnake influence, especially with that great riff to kick off and the guitar work throughout this song. The band mix it up on the album. All the, you know, from the start they did, but they're really starting to sort of delve into different stuff now. And that gives the listener just a real interesting listen. You know, I love that when a band really mixes it up. Bands can do it too much. You know, you can be up and down like a yo-yo. 1 minute you've got a real metal track, the next minute you've got like a real soft track. This band sort of keep the balance really well while delving into different genres. Stranger in the Night is next. A brilliant medium pace song. Not sure if it was on purpose, but this is like a horror based song, and you do get that Halloween, a play on the Halloween theme tune. I'm sure it is. Perhaps the band can tell me if it is, but that brilliant tune, my favourite horror theme tune actually, and they'd sort of do a play on it if you like, right at the beginning. This is one of the standout tracks for me, pure 80s soundtrack stuff here. Horror lyrics as well. There's been a few things this year, and there's been a few bands that have brought out horror type music. You had the Fans of the Dark album, you had the Dark Horde album. This is a great addition to that. This song, it's absolutely fantastic. Stranger in the Night, possibly again top track on the album. In the City is next. This goes into that Jolene Turner Rainbow sort of era territory, I would say. That stone cold Street of Dreams sort of ballad. Very cool, smooth track with the band really showing their classic rock influence again. Solo's outstanding, emotional and soulful. Brilliant solo. Long to Rise is the last track on the album. Classic rock again, this time a real fun sort of summer feel to it. A great uplifting track that puts a real smile on your face. A driving track for sure. Get in your car, turn this one up. There's a synth solo which is really cool. But then a guitar solo precedes that. A brilliant track to finish the album off. Absolutely love it. Thanks again to the band for sending me this. You're going to love this, the people on this channel. Get this one. Heart, Line, Back in the Game. The heart and the line are two separate words, by the way, in case you have trouble finding it or Googling it. Great album. Check it out. I'll see you next time.